This is an RNZ podcast.
Nei rā te reo pōwhiri o te reo tātaki, tēnā koutou katoa. Welcome back to News to Me. I'm Izzy and I have some hot stories to warm up your winter days. Speaking of cold days, pieces of plastic much smaller than a grain of rice have been discovered in freshly fallen snow in Antarctica. New Zealand researchers made the discovery after collecting samples from the Ross ice shelf. They didn't think they would find microplastics in such a pristine and remote location. The most common type of plastic found was one used to make soft drink bottles and clothing. Organisms can consume microplastics and the pollution could accelerate the melting of snow and ice, which is very, very concerning. Thousands of people have marched through Auckland to honour victims of the Ukraine war and mark 100 days since the invasion began. The Ukraine Association of New Zealand said people should not forget the war is still ongoing. There are also worries about famine in developing countries as a result of the war, as grain and other food products grown and made in Ukraine can't leave the country because of a Russian blockade of its ports. Ukraine is one of the world's largest suppliers of wheat, corn and sunflower oil. A man who has been in jail for 19 years for a murder he did not commit has cleared his name. Alan Hall was 23 when he went to prison after Arthur Easton was killed in South Auckland in 1985. He says he's not angry, but he wants answers, including action against police who he said framed him. He also wants to find out who did take Mr. Easton's life. The police withheld a key eyewitness account which described the real murderer.
I was a better person and I'll always be the better person over people like that.
The All Whites are now 90 minutes of football away from playing in the World Cup. The make-or-break playoff against Costa Rica in Doha is at 6 a.m. Wednesday, New Zealand time. Last time they played, they lost 4-0, with current coach Danny Hay giving away a penalty for a handball. The Australian Socceroos play Peru on Monday. Ukraine lost out to Wales, which qualified for its first World Cup in 64 years. Go the All Whites! It's the end of an era. The final film in the Jurassic series has opened this week. Jurassic World Dominion brings the 6-film franchise that started in 1993 to an end. Actors from the first 3 films, Jeff Goldblum, Laura Dern and Aotearoa's own Sam Neill, joined the newer cast of Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard in a story set 4 years after the previous film, where dinosaurs live together with humans. Imagine that. I don't know about humans and dinosaurs living together, but it is good to have mates. So for our explainer this week, we've been thinking about what it is that makes great friendships. And take it from me, navigating relationships is not always easy. Check it out.
We will always be young. We'll be dancing in the sunshine.
Besties, buddies, pals and bros. We are getting on board a friendship today and navigating the oceans of forever friends and chapter chums. All aboard! Why are friendships so important?
Friendships play an essential role in your mental and physical wellness. Building strong connections with others aids in the rich development of your experiences.
So, friendships are not only about having fun with people you like, but they also help in our lives as well?
Aye. In fact, research shows that your bros are one of the most important relationships for young people. Friends provide emotional support, physical support, and they also offer you informational support, providing you with advice.
Wow, who knew it was such a big job being a friend? But you know, it's not always smooth sailing. As you grow and develop, you'll start to figure out what you want from your relationships, and your friendships are likely to come upon challenges. You may connect with different people and build stronger connections with these new friends. Families may move away and friendships become harder to maintain. Or you might find that you and your friends grow apart as you build and develop different opinions and beliefs. Conflicts with friends are natural, and they test the strength of your connection. Some conflicts are small and are resolved by considering the other's point of view, and other bigger conflicts might end a friendship altogether. And that's okay. You'll build a large range of different friendships across your life, and each new friend will share a new chapter of your life with you. Of course, there are those special friendships that are bound to last and grow into the ultimate BFF type, the friends that feel like family and grow with you. But others might just be short-term bros, passing through pals, or chapter chums, and that's okay too. After all, there's over 5 million people in Aotearoa and loads of opportunities to make new connections, experience fun and exciting new things, whilst laughing through life with your besties, your mates, your dudes.
Dude.
That's the news from me and my bestie.
I'm Evie York, and this episode was made by TVNZ and RNZ and is public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air. You or your parents can follow the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, or just about any podcast app. Plus, you can watch News to Me on TV2 on Friday afternoons, catch it on demand, or listen to it just before the 7 o'clock news on Saturday mornings on RNZ National.